Hello everyone, it is Yuhua Hamasaki, and today we're joined by Eve 10,000 and Cynthia Lee Fontaine for the reunion. Hello ladies!
Hi.
I know it's Eve 6,000, but I just like to throw my own things out there.
Hello, mis amores, how are you? This time it's audio, so the only thing that you can hear is my cuckoo, not see it.
Again?
Now for season 14, I really think it's a really splendid season. What y'all think?
I think it's really great. It's just really long, you know? It's just long. And I feel bad for the girls because they've got to do so much because, you know, it's just never ending.
Right, the never-ending story, right? What do you think, Cynthia?
You know, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I mean, I know on the miscongeniality of season 8 and that bullshit and all the stuff, but it was a very interesting season, more than good season for me. Because we saw a lot of mistakes and a lot of things from errors and mistakes from the past from a lot of us. From past season, being committed in challenges that they should know already what not to do and what to do. You know, that Snatch Game, for example, and other stuff that we can go deep. So, I don't know, for me it was interesting.
With the comments you made, Cynthia, this is why your car is fucked up, girl.
Oh, thank you.
But, you know, sometimes interesting can be good, and that's what I meant. It's a good season. There's a reason why we brought you on today, girl. I'm not going to talk about it, but you can talk about it, and that's why you're here, because I am that kind of girl. Okay?
Let's do it.
I also think I enjoy this season as well. It's because they've highlighted every single girl. They've given each girl their moment, and I think that that's not very much the case because in previous stats, if you don't make it far into the season, you don't get much airtime. And I think that somewhere along the lines of All-Star 6, they started really highlighting each girl, and that's what they did. I mean, think about it. Even Orion's story got her moment. Being the early out that she is, of course.
We had 178 episodes of season 14 of Drag Race. People complained that it was a little bit longer, but at the same time, I get to know any single of the contestants. So I do believe back in the days, we were like starving and screaming for the visibility. And now that we have the opportunity to have like this season for almost a year,
oh my God,
you know, we have to see the brighter side of the situation, you know? So I agree with you guys.
Just like you said, Cynthia, just like in previous seasons, you better scream for airtime, baby, because if you're not cutting your leg off, setting yourself on fire, giving up your firstborn, you're not gonna get your airtime, baby.
Right. Yeah, I think it's great that, you know, they have a couple of episodes where nobody goes home and they make sure to like put a lot of focus on all the girls because, you know, going to Drag Race, you spend so much money and you put so much effort into all of it. You know, it sucks to go home so early and not get to show really pretty much anything of what you did.
You know what I kind of wish they did? Instead of doing so many non-eliminations, why not just add 3 more queens? I think that'll be more interesting.
They might as well.
Interesting.
That's a good point, because honestly, you could give more queens like the spotlight and the chance to be on the show. Like we had 4 or 3 episodes in a row where no queen got eliminated. It's like, what are we doing here? Like the format of the show just changed.
Now, Eve, I want to bring up something that you talked about before we started recording is that this season is not really a look season except for maybe 2 or 3 queens. For example, season 13, a lot of queens brought over-the-top extravagant looks. This season, not so much, but I do enjoy it nonetheless because it showcases of who they are and what their type of drag is. Because think about this, season 13, yes, they brought next level drag, but a lot of them, the outfits were wearing them. They were wearing outfits made by the designer on them. Whereas in this season, yes, it's not over the top, but I enjoy it because it still represents who they are.
But you know what? I'm going to be very honest with you, Eve and Yuha. I think this season is bringing the nostalgia. Everybody have to do everything at least pre-made or everything made at the workroom.
Yeah.
For that part, it's a little bit good, you know what I'm saying? But we need to be very honest, like the show since it's on VH1, a bigger network, it's rebranding and it's demanding for this like high couture fashion model look from all the drag queens on the main stage of Drag Race. I think it goes a little bit on a roller coaster right now, and that roller coaster is going down all the way to the ticket area. So that's why everybody's a little bit shocking. But at the same time, we need to remember the first season, everybody have to do everything from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. We celebrate the original artistry of craftiness.
Yes, honey. And yes, in the words of Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and that is why she is a strong strong gay woman.
En español, mujer.
Or in the whore way, she is a strong gay puta. And I also think that this is a great reunion as well, because this is what a reunion is about. Drama, digging up the past and closing it up, highlighting the good and the bad and wrapping it up to lead into the finale. I mean, just think about last season's reunion. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I love this. I love that they did an actual reunion. I love that the girls actually got to experience the show and then do the reunion. Because, you know, with mine, we filmed it during the season, so it like kind of made no sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like our reunion was filmed before we filmed the finale, which is not even a reunion because none of us were even talking to each other, you know? Like we were all together so recently, it made no sense, you know? So I think it's great that they got to have, you know, a lot of time apart, and then we got to see sort of how their relationships have evolved.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of drama, we got a little bit of resolution.
Yeah.
And we got to see some growth visually from most of the girls. So, you know.
Emphasis on the word most, and we'll dig into that.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. After a season difficult to watch, seeing the reunion, I think the girls have the opportunity to watch themselves on TV. And they said like, no, mama, we need to close this chapter with a happy note.
You just hate everybody, girl.
I think they watched the episode and they were like, girl, if I want to be booked everywhere and I want to travel the world and I want to have my coins, I need to make myself entertaining on this reunion, at least to salvage the season. So that's how I see it. They are nice. They are cute. I love all of them, but...
Mm-hmm.
Except one. Sorry, I just had to throw it in there.
We have to celebrate that we have a new members of a transgender community. And that was very positive because of Carrie Colby. That's beautiful. Other stories were like, you know, Daya Betty eating a dragonfly. You know, things like that. I'm like, girl, where's the consistency? Where's the story?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think definitely there was a couple of girls, like Alyssa, for example, where you could tell she was like making sure that she was heard and that she said things on camera, which is something you do have to think about too. Like, I remember when Boa got back from Drag Race and she was like, there were so many times when I just didn't say anything because like I thought I would have more time, and then we were finished filming and I hadn't said a word, and then the episode airs and you're barely in it. You do have to speak up and make sure you're heard. Otherwise, you're not going to be there in the episode at all.
I learned this because I've been working on TV in Puerto Rico, Miami. Like, you have to learn when you have a camera in front of you, that's your moment. Maybe probably in my case, I repeat 275 times cuckoo, but at least everybody remembers where the cuckoo is located in an anatomy on a human's body. So things like that.
Yep.
And it's hard because you have other personalities competing to overshine you. So this is a battle. Get that opportunity. Like Alyssa, that moment on the reunion that she's almost screaming, Daya, you're a bitch!
Because nothing you say matters unless that what?
Oh, yeah.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Now, as a whole, I think that this reunion was all about Jasmine Kennedy, and I stand.
Yeah. She's definitely the drama. She's sitting in the same seat that I sat in.
Oh.
And she's taking up all the air in the room, and that's basically exactly what I did. So there you go.
Now, before we dive into each girl, their looks, and what we think about them during the season, I want to give a huge thank you to Uckey for editing this video together with the graphics based on a video that I did with him. And if y'all want to check that out, link is in the description. Also, this video is not sponsored, so if y'all want to support us, check out our merch. We got our links in the description below as well as Eve 6000's GoFundMe. Go check it out. So we first up have June Jambalaya. I think that as a contestant, if the challenges were switched around, instead of doing the design challenges in the beginning, she would have gone further. Because in the beginning of the season, she really lacked in designing clothes, and in the runways, it shows. Now in this look, baby, it is a glow up. I love this orange color on her. This outfit fits beautiful on her. The hair and makeup, as always, is beautiful, but the fact that this dress is so good looking as well just ties the whole look together to make it even more better. And I really think she made her mark on Drag Race this season with her Is Chocolate as the first queen to ever open the chocolate bar, and with the memes that she has given us.
Yeah, I think she looks amazing. She looks absolutely beautiful. I love the reference of this gown. If I were wearing this, I would do a gauntlet hand thing where like the fabric comes up in a triangle and wraps around the finger instead of a blunt sleeve cut.
Oh, I can see that.
But it looks beautiful. She looks stunning. She has beautiful makeup. Like, she's gorgeous.
I like June Jambalaya. I like June Jambalaya look. I think it's a glam up. It's a rebranding of herself. All the season she was saying that she was the real housewife of Drag Race. Well, on this reunion, she embraced it. The hair and everything, you know, a little bit of Aedra, you know. Ooh, Jesus take the wheel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She really showed a lot of her personality in this reunion. She showed a lot of confidence, and I think that she is out of her head a little bit more.
Yep.
I think also the fact that she's not in the competition, she's a little bit more relaxed. So bravo, June.
Her makeup. She was one of the beautifuls. I have her on my top 3, one of the most beautiful glam up makeups of this reunion. I think that's a great idea. Maybe probably, you know, bring a little bit like that sleeve into the triangle, into the finger. But I think like she wants to maintain it a little bit classy. But I think that suggestion that you're giving on that design, maybe probably is that like extra mile. But the rest, the shoes, everything, the length of the dress, the design, the cut, it was beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Now that we're talking about her mug, I'm zooming in on her mug right now. Did you see that piece of bang sitting on top of her eyelash?
Yes. I was going to let that slide.
Miss Gia Gunn is shook, honey. The doors that she has opened for future contestants.
And the next girl on this reunion on season 14 of Drag Race is the Puerto Rican, my drag niece, Alyssa Hunter.
Alyssa Humper. Who wants to hump her?
I will.
Oh, Eve. Ooh, we have some Thirsty in the house. Ooh, her girl.
It's always humping season.
I think I like the baby blue romper idea, and I like the puffy arms. Actually, the lilac hair, it's beautiful. I have a very similar hair as her. The elastic socks multicolor maybe probably bother me a little bit because it's a little bit a distraction from the rest of the pastel colors that she's chosen for the attire. But in general, she's one of the most beautiful on the reunion for me. I like her. She's young. She's fresh. Of course, she had to came back strong in fashion because we don't get to have the opportunity to see her on the rest of the season. And if you guys have the opportunity to follow her on social media, she posts all the looks that she never get to wear on the show since she got eliminated. And honey, this bitch came to slay. But sadly, she was staying just only, you know, at home with the camera. So, but this finale look, I'm so proud of her. I love her so very much. And let's see, maybe probably the future, like have something more for her.
I also think this look is really beautiful. And I totally agree with you about the stockings. The multicolor effect, it was giving a little bit of a psychedelic sort of vibe, which doesn't really fit with the rest of the outfit. The chest piece is giving me sort of a Balmain influence. And I do love her hair and makeup. She looks beautiful. So yeah, I think this is a great look for her. I think she definitely deserved to stay a little bit longer. I think a lot of people saw that lip sync and thought that she deserved to win. And I'm one of those people. No offense to Kerri or anyone else. But yeah, I do think she deserved to stay a little bit longer. And I think her mirror look in particular was so incredible. Like that would have been such a gag. Because when I saw the picture at first, I thought it was just like Photoshop to look that way. But then I saw the video of her walking with it in motion, and there's like lights inside the frame, and it's like so amazing. Like that would have killed on the runway.
I like this look because it's giving us something different. Because when I think of Alyssa Hunter, I think of woman. High-class woman, regal, strong, bold, independent woman.
I think of a man.
Girl, you just want to hump her.
What's up?
And these colors and this hair color, I would not expect from her. I think that her unfair placement on her season really make the fans really stand behind her and love her even more. We really missed out on a lot of beautiful looks from her, honestly, because if you actually go to her social media, she posts a lot of extravagant looks. For example, such as, like you said, the mirrors look. And if you actually look at the video, there's LED lights with batteries plugged into that look, and that look is spectacular. Even her spring has sprung look too. I also had the pleasure of working with her on Bootleg Onions during the season, and she was such a sweetheart, so fun to work with.
Oh no, I watched that episode. It was fun, you know, I love it.
Great work ethics, and I can definitely see her on All Stars.
Can't wait to see that. All right, next we have Kornbread. I am obsessed with this look. This is so brilliant. When I first saw it, it took me a second to understand what she was doing because I had kind of forgotten because the beginning of the season was now like 8 months ago. But this reference, she's so smart for doing this because they had them enter sort of a workroom entrance for the reunion. So it's so smart to do somebody else's entrance look. And my favorite thing is that she has the Crocs on, but she has a heel on.
Oh my God, yes.
The hair is perfectly proportionized for her. The thong coming up, everything is just perfect. It looks amazing. And she's so smart and funny. And this is just such a great look. I love it.
And you know what I like from this look from Kornbread? I'm sorry I interrupt you. Oh my God, Yuhua is going to fire me again for 3 years. What I like from Kornbread actually is that she challenged the norm. As a big girl, she's wearing something that maybe probably people is expected to see in a skinny individual. And she said like, fuck it. I don't care. I'm a big girl and I can wear 2 pieces, honey. Of course, she was branded her poor ankle. I mean, another injury in the history of Drag Race, which let me tell you, can happen. And it happens, you know? The hair was beautiful, that blonde hair ponytail. And like Eve, I was dying. With the shoes, with the high heels, I was dying. It was really fun. And I think it was like well executed. Yuhua maybe probably will talk a little bit more about this, but it was like clean, all the finishings. I think it was very clean. A moment that everybody will remember because that's exactly what you need to do when you go on TV. You know what I'm saying? You have to let them talk about you for the rest of your life. Bravo for Kornbread.
I live for this look, and when June said that she has known Bread for a very long time, I fucking gagged at the bar, girl. That was so hilarious. She called her Bread. Now, about this look as well, it is a tribute to Willow Pill because the ankles were the true villain of the season, and this is a meme that Joey Nolfi has done.
Yes.
And I also enjoy this look because she has also dragged up Willow's look with the feathers, with the extravagant shapes, with the Crocs being stoned, and I didn't even notice about the heel at the bottom as well, so great observation over there. The wig I love because throughout the season we saw a lot of flat wigs on her, and coming back to the reunion she showed an elevated redemption look with her hair, and I love. Now, she also mentioned that she won't be on season 15. Do y'all have any tea about that?
I don't really have any tea about it. I heard that she didn't want to come back for season 15 because she is starting her transition and she wants to be like further along in that before she comes back, which is exactly the situation that I feel like I'm in too, even though nobody asked me.
Oh my God, Eve, congratulations, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think I completely understand where she's coming from with that, and if that is the case, then that makes perfect sense. But whenever she decides to come back or whenever they want to have her back and she agrees to go, I think she'll be amazing.
I feel like as contestants that go on the show, people expect us to tie our lives to Drag Race.
Yeah.
They expect that when they call us for All-Stars or whatever spin-off there is, they expect us to do it. And my personal take on this is that you should do it at your own pace, right? Are you mentally prepared? Are you in the right state of mind? Are you financially prepared? Because we all know how much, Drag Race loves to pay us, right? And also, do you think that you will benefit from going back on the show? Because sometimes that's not always the case, as we've seen on previous All-Stars. Some girls, they go back on the show, they were loved on their season, but when they get off the All-Star season, they're on the other side of the fandom. And whatever journey Kornbread takes, I stand behind her 100%.
I also think that, a lot of girls end up agreeing to go back because they're worried that, okay, what if this is the last time they're going to ask me and they're not going to ask me again, right? I think Ginger Minj said that the reason why she went back for All-Stars 2 is because she didn't know if there was going to be another All-Stars and she didn't know if she would get asked again. So she decided to do it because even though it was so soon after her season, she was like, well, this might be my only chance. So there you go.
And you know what, to be very honest with you too, adding to what Yuhua and you Eve saying right now, I think it's about preparation too. Because going to the TV show, it's so many hours of recording. Everybody knows from 6 a.m. in the morning all the way to 11 p.m.
Right.
Never to sleep because completely nervous and anxious what is going to be next day, what is going to be happening. Because they don't tell you till the day they start filming what's going on. So all that mental preparation, you have to be on a good mental health space. Mm-hmm. To be very honest with you, she just get on Drag Race on her first season, travel the world, girl.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Go to Italy, eat pizza. Go to Malta, eat rice.
Yeah, girl, go make your money. Travel the world.
Go to España and eat verga. Just enjoy yourself every single moment after that.
Yeah, girl.
And save a lot of money because let me tell you, it's very individual, the transitions from transgenders individuals. If you can add to this, it takes a lot of like going to doctors, therapists, you know, it takes a lot of things. So save your money, get well in your own peace, live your own truth. And when you're ready, honey, there's going to be a Drag Race for years more. This show is successful. We have like 20 something Emmys, like a couple of People's Choice Awards already, a couple of GLAADs. I mean, there's going to be opportunity for these queens to return back and slay again.
Yes, honey, RuPaul's grandchildren will be eating off of the RuPaul's Drag Race LLC franchise for many generations to come, baby. There's no stopping to Drag Race anytime soon, I don't think. Now, when queens go back onto All-Stars, they always talk about when Mama Ru calls you back onto the show, you should go back. I'm the complete opposite, as I mentioned before. You have to think about yourself too, you know?
Yes.
I would much rather go back on the show when I can give my 150% and give the judges and the audience what they want. It shouldn't be just about Drag Race itself. You shouldn't lock yourself in 100%.
Yes.
It should be about you, yourself, as an artist and as a human being as well. When you're ready to do All-Stars and go back on, Drag Race will still be there. I promise you. Even when it's still not there, you can create your own path. I promise you. But I think that in this day and age, they're still gonna pump out Drag Race no matter what. So...
And now they got themes. I'm sure you guys will both be on the early out season.
Well,
I'll be on the chaos season, the cringe season.
oh my God, you have stop.
We'll be on the same season.
Honey, if they ever call me back onto All-Stars, it's not because they want talent. It's because they want chaos.
Yes.
Now, Cynthia, you talked about how she should go to Italy and eat pizza. When you said that, all I can think about is this TikTok meme viral video that goes around from Mary Trope, I think her name is, Mary Tress or something, where she's telling Ariana Grande, well, girl, if you don't like America, then go back to Italy and eat some pizza.
Oh, Lord.
You know what video I'm talking about?
Oh my God, yes, that's true.
And Cynthia, you brought up some great points about how Kornbread should also focus first before going back in. Now, most people don't know this, but Cynthia was actually a social worker for an LGBTQIA+ center.
That's amazing.
Before going on to Drag Race. And we bow down to you, queen. And thank you so much for your hard work.
Yes. And let me tell you, it was like almost like 8 years working with individuals, part of the queer community, every single social system, especially Hispanic community, they were thriving and they were having a little bit like, you know, obstacles and challenges to get resources, especially people with mental health, STI problems, or HIV. And all the struggles and all the barriers and all the inconveniences that they still experience till today, 2022. Well, we know what is happening with our poor angels, teenagers on these high schools, on these like states for being the true selves. You know, it's trash what is happening. This not should be happening. And I'm living in Texas, honey. Ouch, auxilio. But the thing is like, every time of activity that you are proposing to go, you need to be in a good like state of mind.
Yeah.
And especially on the entertainment business, that means for TV, that is brutal, that is aggressive. You're not going to have like 5 minutes to do your meditations or anything. What are you going to do? You have to get dressed. You have to do this. You have to be in front of the cameras in 5 minutes. So you have to be completely focused mentally and emotionally and balanced in order that you can continue doing, because let me tell you, health comes first. And if your health is compromised and you decide to go to the TV show, there's going to be consequences for you. And then like second, your favorite chocolate bar, and then third, the TV show. Thank you.
Yes.
Next up is Orion's story. I enjoy this look. Very business, as if she's going to the reunion and she means business and she's here to make it clear that she's here to wrap things up. Though I don't really get the unbutton part, I would say either make it tighter around the waist or button it up completely. Or don't even button it up. I will say that I really do enjoy her on the show. She's almost as cringe as me. And we actually did an Instagram live together about 2 weeks ago, and I told her about the video that I saw of her on the sub-cringe Reddit, that she was doing a cartwheel, and I thought it was hilarious. She's almost as a mess as I am, and I live.
Yeah, I like this look. I think I agree with you about the unbuttoned part. And I do think it should have been like maybe more structured so that it's like cinched a little tighter, because it looks a little slouchy on the top. But I like the bra being exposed. I like the sort of like pussy bow thing. I think it's a cute look and she looks really good. And she's also presenting with a lot of confidence that we didn't see as much on the show. So props for that. Like, she's definitely improved on that. And yeah, I think she means business.
Props to her, mama.
Okay. For me, this is like a 1970s look. This is maybe probably something that Farrah Fawcett can wear. Rest in peace, our diva. But Orion designed to wear this look. I think it's nice. It's very professional. The only thing that I find, it was a little bit like off on the hips and a little bit big on the blazer. I think maybe probably that missing bottom was really a missing bottom. Something happens. But I like the accessories. The hair is to die for.
Yes. The hair is gorgeous.
And I think the makeup, I like her makeup. I think like what happened with her on the first episodes of Drag Race, besides she got eliminated, of course, she was like maybe a little bit in shock because it happens. Let me tell you, I want to let you know, guys, that when you go to the show and you go to the workroom, you kind of a panic. You're frozen because it's all this monster of 75 cameras on top of you. And I see her, like, on the first episode, like, even she was super scared, And I'm like, she's super funny. I like the Met the Queen. She was very fresh, and she was, like, super radiant and super funny. But that happens. I want everybody to know that the TV show do not determine personality and character of these individuals that they go to Drag Race, please. Okay? They need to understand when they go to the show, they can panic like us, everybody else. Like we were a kid and we have a spelling bee in front of the class, or we have a speech about animals in front of the class with the teacher. So you have to understand that. I think in the first episode, like we knew she was funny, but she was like afraid to show that extra mile because she was just, panicked because you can see her in her eyes.
She was a little deer in the headlights.
Yes, So I think after this, there's going to be like more doors opens for these girls, especially for her. She's so funny. I want to meet her in person and I want her to say something stupid. So, but I think on the reunion, she was a little bit more loose. Even if when her reads, they don't go nowhere on the section of the reads of the reunion. But, she was beautiful, vibrant, she was happy, and she looks gorgeous. I like this look.
You mentioned about the wreaths. Now, she posted something on her live. Now, I didn't really watch it, but somebody sent me a link about how she talked about a lot of things and gave the producers a lot of content, but everything was cut out to give her the narrative that she was unprepared.
Ooh.
What do y'all think?
Hello. You've been there, we've been there.
I think I did. I vaguely remember this. Yes.
Now, Cynthia, you talked about the hips. I didn't even notice it until now. I'm looking at it right now. The hip pads are pretty, actually not pretty, it's very suspicious. It's like very angular and then, it just kind of cuts off.
Yes, like even when she's sitting, like you see like the right hip, it's a little bit more bigger than the left. I don't know if it's the way that she's crossing the legs or anything, but when she was walking...
I was thinking that too.
Because of course I did my assignment before this podcast because if not, you're going to roast me to death, I just pause it and I'm like, there's some situation. It's not like super even. And those small details maybe probably make the total look not that clean, but it's a beautiful look. I love it. I'm glad you see it. Yes.
And that is why Orion's story is also a true gay, strong woman. And also I want to point out that her sharing her story with her mother in the earlier episodes of Drag Race really broke my heart. And I'm sure her mother is very proud of her for all the work that she has done.
Yeah, we love her.
Oh yeah, yo, what's up? How's everybody doing? My name is Cynthia Lee F. And I'm going to introduce right now, Marty Morphis. Yo, bro. I think the idea of the 80s look, it's great. And I love her makeup. She's one on my list of the glam up after the season of Drag Race. What a beautiful makeup. And it was, subtle makeup. I like the idea of the hair and I like the idea of the denim. Let me tell you, I like the idea of the patches on the chest. I don't know if I like the different denim color. That's the only mean that throw me out. I think it could be a little bit more well executed. For example, on season 9, Shea Coulee Cape, she wore different crazy patterns, and they put them together. And for some reason, it was a chaos, but all together on that semi-triangle cape, it looks cohesive. For me, on this look, those patches, when she tried to do like this, like top and the skirt, they don't look cohesive for me. However, she looks beautiful. And the hair, listen, it's the drag factor. You have to a little bit exaggerate. I think the hair was a good idea, but I want to see her with a big hair Texas. I'm all the way from Austin, Texas. The bigger, the better, I think with a more huge, like punk, like rocker Cyndi Lauper hair, exactly with the hair color that she has, is going to be a standout. But for me, it's a beautiful look. It's just only those 2 details that throw me out. But Maddy, if you're listening to this, bro, continue with that makeup line, okay? I'm going to invite you beers later, okay? Football game. Deuces.
Yeah, I think it's a really successful look. I really like it. I like the skirt. I like the shoes that go with it. I like the glove things on the arms. I think the hair is great. I think her makeup looks beautiful. I think it's her best look of the season so far. Well, it is. I mean, I think so. I think she looks great. So congratulations to her.
She looks good. I like this look. I think it works for her, but I wouldn't necessarily wear it. I agree with you, Cynthia. The hair should have been bigger. Not a fan of this hair. She got the golden boots in this episode for the worst look ever, but I don't think that was the worst look ever on the season. But Cynthia, Eve, and I would dive into it later and give our golden boots ourselves. I also think that she is hilarious on social media, and if you're not following her, you're only getting half the Orion story.
Well, if you're not following Maddy Morphosis, you're only getting half the Flavor Town menu. So, little Guy Fieri reference there.
But one thing I do want to point out is that it's great to have representation, that anybody can do drag. It's not about gender or sexuality, but it's just an art form, right? But I do think that she was cast too soon.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to see her maybe on season 16 or 17. I think that her drag on the runway usually has a great idea, but the execution, sometimes it's very lacking. And I think that with a few more years of crafting her craft even more, I think that they would have been splendid.
I agree.
But aside from that, I think her personality is great, and I think that she has more sass and more of a queen attitude than most queens from this season, and even more queens that I know in person, actually. And I stand.
I think she had a really good run in the show. I think she was lacking a little bit of confidence, and I think she was lacking, like you said, in terms of her execution and some things. And I do think she'll be much stronger in the future on an All-Stars run, for sure, when they do the all-straight season with Kerri and her and all the other trans girls who've been on the show.
I thought you meant like the all-stars cis straight men. I think that will happen in 3022 because, because they come once in a blue moon.
All right, next we have the beautiful, the gorgeous, the wise beyond her years, Miss Carrie Colby. I love this look. It's kind of basic. Like, literally, she just looks like a beautiful, gorgeous fucking celebrity going to an award show. And that's perfect for her. She looks incredible. I have to say, like, seeing her on this reunion, it really shows like how much she's been through in her life, because she has so much life experience to draw on, and she's so wise, and she's really able to tap into that and help other people. And I find that really admirable, and I just think she's like so amazing. I just see such a huge future for her. Even somebody was saying today, like, they should give her a talk show or something. She has so many good, like, positive things to contribute, and I definitely see her going really far, way beyond Drag Race, to be honest.
Listen, Linda. First of all, let's talk about the look. Like, I agree with Eve. I put my hand on my heart. It's a little simple look with a bra covered by the 4-way spandex dress. The hair, she spent the money on the hair. Honey.
Oh, yeah.
That hair, oh, Jesus Christ.
She blew the budget on the hair.
And the face, the makeup.
Yeah.
Beautiful, the undertones on the hair, it was everything. The dress for me was simple. The body was the body and the legs were the legs. Now, one thing is one thing and another thing is another thing. Thank you. But the thing is, like, with Miss Carrie Colby, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to take the risk, and you're going to have, mira, the exclusive comment of Cynthia Lee Fontaine here. For me, she is the deserving winner of the Miss Congeniality, and I'm going to explain to you why. I think her story was beautiful. When she opened up her heart about, like, when she was a kid and encountering herself, her true personality, until she realized she was a transgender individual, for me, was beautiful. But also, the power that she got on her story to encourage the other sisters on the season, like, what happened with oh Lord, se me olvidó el nombre, the drama queen. Jasmine Kennedy, you see, I'm old.
Yeah.
And then after the season with Bosco, we have Willow Pill. It's an inspiration. And I think that's what Miss Congeniality award winning means, And I think that message is vivid and clear in all the entire season when we have the opportunity to see Kerri. She need like a kind of a podcast show. She need like a talk show. I don't know, because she's very entertaining. Very entertaining. But coming back to the look, I don't like the look. It was a little bit more simple, but she looked beautiful and gorgeous. Congratulations to her. And I hope that she was one of the favorites to win the Miss Congeniality Award on this season of 14.
I can see Kerri and also Deja being Miss Congeniality.
Oh, Deja. Mm-hmm. Yes. No.
Yes, no, maybe? Okay, maybe it's just me.
I see that too. I definitely agree with Cynthia that Kerri is like the standout as far as Miss Congeniality. It kind of reminds me of Suki Doll on my season. She's been through a lot and she learned from it and she uses it to help other people. And it's really the same thing with Kerri. So I find that quality so impressive in people. And I just think she's a beautiful person. And she really showed that like so many times. Like she's really been there for all of the girls in the competition to give them so much wisdom and everything. It's crazy. It's like she's one of the other competitors, but she's mentoring them as if she's just like
Michelle Visage.
Yeah, she's the Michelle Visage. She's the squirrel friend of the season. I think she definitely deserves Miss Congeniality, in my opinion.
Kerri walked so that Michelle can run.
Yes.
Yes.
I think this look is gorgeous. It's a little bit simple, I agree with you, but I think it's beautiful nonetheless. I feel like that this type of outfit is something you wear to a reunion for the Real Housewives because it's very that, right?
True.
Now, her as a contestant on the show, I think she under-delivered in this season, and I think that the fans and the judges were expecting more.
Yes.
Because she is from the House of Colby, right?
Yes.
I think that there were times that she should have been in the bottom, but she was saved. I think that the judges were saving her because they think that we will see more of her. But she didn't.
Yep.
But I think that what she lacks on the show during the challenges, she mixed up in the personality and the confessions and outside of Drag Race.
Yes.
If you've never seen a Carrie Colby interview, I advise you go watch it. She's very well spoken, intelligent. It's almost listening to a TED Talk. She gives a very motivational speech. And I think just like Maddy, if she was cast on season 15 or 16, I think she would totally slay. Now, her as a contestant, I can definitely see her on All Stars. I also forget that she's only 22 or 23-ish. So I think she's great for what she brings, but I think that in a later season, she would slay even more. She's wise beyond her years, baby.
I've heard she gives good brain.
How's your head?
Eve, thank you for bringing that beautiful, story from your sister. Besos to Suki. We love her so very much. Oh my God. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Just how you say it, she came from the House of Colby. I have the pleasure and the opportunity to work so many times with Sasha Colby, Carrie Colby's drag mom. And actually, the time that she won Miss Continental 2012, I was there competing as Miss Texas Continental. And meeting Sasha was a pleasure. One of the main purposes that Sasha had the opportunity to have like drag kids is for them to go and explore and being successful in their own way. And I love that Kerri never tried to get that like super copy brand from Sasha Colby, and she was her own self.
Yeah.
Her own individual on the TV show. And like, I agree with you, Yuha, like a little bit of the personality was a little bit contained until she sit on the confessionaries. That's why I do believe there's a space for everybody that is prepared, of course, for the entertainment business. That's what I see her like in a table doing like a talk show or like a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because she can be like very funny and very real and very honest with a message and a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So bravo for her. But like I said, it can be Deja Sky, but for me, a stronger nominee for the Miss Congeniality Award is Carrie Colby because of her story. It was a beautiful story. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Next up is Jasmine Kennedy, my New York City sister whom I've known before she was 21 and I had no idea.
Oh.
I love seeing her blossom throughout the years and even on the show and after the show. I mean, just compare this look to what she was before, during. This is a complete total glow up. Now, although she didn't make it to the end, but one thing I do really admire about her is that her constant positive energy that she brings to the workroom every week. Even though that she has not done so well in the previous challenge, she always enters each challenge with such a positive note. She doesn't let whatever happens in the previous week affect her. I think she looks gorgeous in this look. Orange looks great on her in the promo and the reveal and even here as well. Though I do enjoy that this new type of drag that she's presenting, quote unquote, that it's more relative to her age, I don't mind the older drag look that she brings on the show, while she was on the show. It's who she is. And this reunion itself is dedicated to Jasmine Kennedy from start to finish. Am I wrong? And also this look, it is so gorgeous that I can even see this walking down the runway of a regular episode. Stunning.
Actually, on the reunion, we see a new Jasmine Kennedy. Still with her signature. She looks super beautiful. Actually, she looks happy because she's one of the ones after the season that she come out. Bravo, you know? We see her like a little bit more up to date. What is happening? What's going on with the trends of drag everywhere? So I applaud that for her. However, I like the dress that she was wearing. I think I like the long tail. It was very impressive. I wish they give them a little bit more seconds on camera time so we can get the opportunity to see them do everything super fast, you know? But when she sit on the chair, you can see that tail going all the way to the bathroom of the theater over there at the Flamingo, Las Vegas. I don't want to say like because she's young. I think I heard that enough. I think it's because the experience that she's been having in drag, I think she's trying to bring a lot of elements that are very like common and popular in other like franchise of Drag Race. The hair, I see a hair very similar as Evie Peru, you know, for Holland Drag Race. The dress is very similar as one that Carmen from Spain Drag Race wore, you know, because she wants to be like, I want to be like that girl. But rather than that, the colors, the makeup was beautiful. Eve 6000 said this was her episode.
Yeah, I agree. They should give the queens a little bit more time. But I think that in previous reunions, they give the queens no airtime. When they enter the episode, they're already sitting down. So, but you know, the show is giving progress with giving the queens some airtime.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I think this dress is absolutely beautiful. I love the blend of the colors. I think she's getting like the perfect mix right now of her traditional influences with trends and also timeless beauty. Like the cut of the dress is a very timeless classic cut. I love the long train in the back. I think the nude pump is perfect with it. And I love the hair. Like I love the touch of the modern aesthetic with that hair, but it's not too much to where it looks sort of costumey. I think it looks beautiful. Honestly, it looks like something someone could wear to the Met Gala or something. Like, I think it's just stunning. And I think she looks incredible. And also, her growth throughout the season has been really amazing to watch. She definitely evolved so much with her makeup and her personality. And I just really, really enjoy this look. And I really like Jasmine. So I think this is very successful. And congratulations to her. Okay, so next we have the pastel queen, Deja Sky. I love this look. I definitely clocked the reference. I think it's a beautiful look. It's very well done. I think the skirt could have used a little bit more fabric because you can see it could use a little bit more draping. But I like the corset piece. I think her makeup looks incredible. I think her hair complements it really well. It's very like Greek goddess. I love the color family on her. I think the heels work well with it. I think it's a very successful look for her. I think it's one of her best of the season.
You mentioned that this is a reference. I don't really see it.
I don't know the name of the designer, but I've definitely seen this look on Instagram before. It's like a popular Instagram designer person.
Okay, got it. I think that Deja Sky is such a positive person on the show. For example, she laughed at everyone during the roast, even when their jokes were not funny. But when she was up there on the stage, she was doing her roast, they weren't laughing.
Right.
Aside from that, this look for me is a no. I like the corset area, the dress at the bottom, that skirt thing going on. But I don't really get that mustard yellow and pink fabric. It's almost like her entrance look. To me, it just looks like a glob of fabric. I've said it before, either her looks are a hit or a miss, and this one is kind of in between, so I guess there's a little bit of growth. But her mug is always on point, as we see here, and her hair is gorgeous here as well. I will say that she gave us one of the most memorable Snatch Game as Lil Jon ever on the season, and even Lil Jon tweeted about it. And I feel like she's someone that you can talk to about anything and ask for advice. She's such a sweet girl. She's like a big sister to everyone, you know?
Well, in my case, I met her before, and she's a sweetheart. She's an amazing individual. She's funny. She is very talented, and we have to recognize she bring a sewing machine with her to sew like a couple of the designs when she don't have anything else to wear. So kudos for her.
Wait, she brought a sewing machine?
Yes. I don't know if you remember the chap look. That look, she's sewing that the 9 before it was on the main stage of Drag Race. The blue chaps with the orange hair. She designed all that. And she was even like helping other girls, like, hey, you have a hole here, I can help you in this. She almost designed everything that she brings, which for me, that's kudos. I admire that from her. Again, she brings a little bit of the nostalgia from past seasons of Drag Race when it used to be in logo. I'm just saying, back in the days, with cardboard and a piece of paper, you have to create a look and go on the main stage on Drag Race. Right now, you can call and you can get assistance by amazing queer designers with your idea and create something for you.
Yeah.
In her case, she almost designed everything. And she told me that she designed this look for the reunion.
Wow.
What I like is the colors. I like the wig. She gave me, I don't know, you guys are watching on the Netflix show Bridgerton. It's very famous. It won a couple of Emmys, whatever. The thing is, like, the skirt, it was a miss for me. The drape on the shoulder was beautiful. It was nice, but I think the skirt could be in a different way.
Yeah, drag her, Cynthia.
Or maybe another fabric that it was like more flowy. And something that I hate, it's like seeing a house in a parade for Disney World.
Oh my God.
The part that I hate the most, mira Deja, I love you so very much. I'm still nice. Please burn the shoes. Burn the shoes. En español, quema los zapatos. Burn the shoes. No, and no. I don't like the shoes. She might probably like wear like some like closed pumps, high heel platforms, you know, maybe like with one of the colors that she was wearing. Soft pink, you know. Pero no. Maria, we're not going to the supermarket to buy like vegetales and buy avocado. We're going to a reunion. Mm-hmm. I'm proud of her because she's bringing that nostalgia of the craftiness and creativity that is the basics of drag everywhere. So, and I love her. Mm-hmm. And she's another of my candidates to win the Miss Congeniality Award on the season 14 of the TV show.
Yes, drag her, Cynthia. You started off with all positive notes and then it just all went south from there.
Baby, I hope she's alive and she forgive me. She's gonna call Little John like, hey, there's an homosexual in Austin you have to kill right now. Okay, Joe.
Yes, honey, she is Deja Sky and she ain't ever gonna die. And that's the poem I just wrote up.
The tea was served.
She can handle it. All right, Cynthia, it's your turn.
We're gonna talk about Bruno. We're not talking about Bruno, no. Ladies and gentlemen, right now.
I didn't even set this up. I was just like, okay, me, Cynthia, Eve, and then the cards were all in your favor. So what do you think about your best friend?
Well, I was not supposed to talk about Bruno, no. But now that, you know, she's on the list, the one and only Jorgeous. I like her look because it's sexy. That's her brand. She wants to be pretty and beautiful and pretty and beautiful. It was a sexy moment. She looks like a Tex-Mex hip-hop artist, like about to go on stage on a festival. I think she's doing something interesting about her makeup. I don't know, is the contour underneath the eyebrows or up the eyebrows. It's a no for me, but she's so beautiful. She probably can wear Pampers. And the judge is going to say, like, Georgina, you are so beautiful, you know?
Like Linda Evangelista.
You look like Linda Evangelista, like Selena. You know? But I like the look. I think it was fresh. She bring the hat of Texas. She did it in a right way, and she's representing San Antonio everywhere on the show, so she looks beautiful, and I wish her the best. She messed up in other stuff, but at least not her looks, and I'm proud of it. Thank you, Nina.
She looks good. She's wearing black, not much to talk about, but she is gorgeous. Fierce performer on the season. I even sometimes do the Jorgeous My Show, too, by fisting the ghost. She has a pretty controversial win on her season, but I think that people need to stop dragging her and stop hating on her. If anything, drag the judges. She has nothing to do with the final decision. But the thing is, she got her money, she got her checks, she won, so bravo to that.
Oh, 100%. I think, honestly, this look is really gorgeous. I think it's giving me, like, Rosalia or somebody like that. I love that she did this without padding. I love that she has her legs out. She looks gorgeous, and it's, very Tex-Mex. And, I wasn't really feeling the eyeshadow. I think when she does the black eyeshadow all the way in like that, it messes up with, like, how her eyes look. And it doesn't really, like, focus her face. It's really hard to explain, but I think she looks better when she has a lighter lid.
Great advice over there with the makeup. Now, doesn't she wish that she posted her look on Drag Beginners and got some advice from you, Eve 6000? She wanted an essay from you, too. Now, Cynthia, you probably don't know this, so I talked about it in the previous episode with Eve 6000, is that I first remember Eve 6000 about 2013 or 14 ago when I was trolling on this Facebook group called Drag Beginners, where the queens will post their photos or videos, and each queen will give each other advice on how to improve their drag. So I did it as a troll, and Eve 6000 over here wrote a whole essay on how to improve my drag, and she was like, oh my god, girl, you remembered? I was like, yes, honey, of course. It was hilarious.
So you guys have a story from behind. Okay.
Yeah, long time ago. But I bet you if you found that list, everything would be accurate. Everything would be correct and good advice.
Okay, but wait a second, Eve. I have a question for you.
Uh-oh, here we go.
If we take that comment, do you think, like you need the expectations of every single detail that you suggest to her?
I don't know, because I don't remember it. But if I did, I would give Yuhua the assessment right now.
And I think that her as a contestant on the show, I really saw her in the top, but I think that somewhere along the line, it just went south. Because honestly, when I first started watching Drag Race this season, she was a really strong competitor for me.
Yeah.
I really saw her in the top 5. But you know what? As fierce as she is, she will be on All-Stars. I can see that. Now, there was a thing online that they found her vape pen, and they took it away. Do you think that that has anything to do with it?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but I do know when she got eliminated, she definitely wanted to go and smoke a joint right away, so... I think she got really exhausted by the end of it, and she was just, like, so ready to get the fuck out of there, which I completely related to. Like, the people that I related to most on this season are Jorgeous and Daya, and also Jasmine. Jorgeous, Daya, and Jasmine are, like, the 3, like, worst sides of my personality. But no, they're all great. It's just like there's a lot of ways that I related to all of them, and especially Jorgeous when she was like so ready to go. I could just tell every episode she would sit back on that couch and she's like, oh my god, like I can't believe I still have to be here. But yeah, she looks great. I love the hair color too. That like gorgeous brown. So beautiful. The lip color is perfect. Yeah, congratulations to her for sure. And I really enjoyed her this season. I think she's the real Miss Congeniality.
Eve 6000, what TV show you were watching?
Next up is Angeria serving you purple. Ooh, baby. This look is almost like a regular episode runway look as well. You can see that. Now, compared to her last runway look of the final Eleganza, this was more elevated, whereas the one before, it looks like she just ran out of clothes because the season was going on forever, right? Now, this look with the fur, baby, they are full. The donut buns on her head, they are everywhere, baby. And this gown is beaded for the gods. She looks so good in this. Now, I want to point out also with Angeria is that she sometimes gets into her head about how she can't excel in a challenge, but she always aces it. She's a top runner for me, girl. Actually, she is still a top runner for me.
I like Angeria because she really represents her brand. She's a pageant queen.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, she's all the way from Atlanta, and Atlanta queens are very competitive, but also they have this funny personality that engage with all the crowd, and it overflows so naturally. It's nothing forced. That the only thing that you want to do is like through the TV screen, just hug her and give her a kiss, which already Lady Camden did that for us. I think like in all the entire season, she was consistent and even like very vibrant and funny, you know? And if we're going to talk about the hair from the reunion, honey, she don't have the whole world in her hands. She has her whole galaxy on her head, honey. Hallelujah. Amen. Those balls on the hair, that was beautiful. That hair is heavy. I wear balls before. I wore those balls on season 8, Drag Race finale, and trust, it's a difficult hair to manage for more than 2 hours. She was so posed, she was so elegant, and then the dress, one of my favorite colors, like lilac and purple, beautiful. And then the foxtails, it was a beautiful full fantasy. I don't change anything on her look. She's true to her brand, you know. She said like, I don't give an F what is the brand of drag queens on TV. This is who I am, and I'm going to present this, and I hope that everything like it. And if not, I don't care. And I love that. And I think that that's why Angeria is one of the most lovable from this season from 14 of Drag Race.
This is so outrageously beautiful. Head to toe.
I think she looks amazing. I think the glow of her makeup and the lighting and everything is so beautiful. My one thing that I'm going to say about this look, I love this look, head to toe. It's absolutely beautiful. I just want a corset on her because with this kind of fabric, it shows the contours of everything. And I think it would have been a little bit cleaner if there was more of a cinch in there. Now, I wear a corset with everything and that's just my style, so that's my opinion. But yeah, that's what I felt about it. But it is absolutely beautiful. The stoning, the color on her is so beautiful. The foxtails, everything is so gorgeous. And yeah, I think it's a successful look. And I love Angeria on this season. Like, from the very beginning, she stood out. She's done well in almost every single challenge, especially towards the beginning of the season. It was like every single week for the first like 4 or 5 weeks, Angeria could have won. Like, she was doing so well. And I do think the show suffers a little bit from being too long, because if this were like an 8-episode season, or not 8 episodes necessarily, but like even 10 episodes, Angeria could have like easily snatched the whole thing up. But I think by the end of it, she lost a little bit of steam and she also ran out of outfits. So...
Girl.
It's too long. Okay, next we have Bosco. I love this look. It's giving me Bowsette. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but like there's like a female Bowser cosplay thing. I love how the chain that wraps around her slowly gets smaller as it goes towards her foot. Like, I love the fabric that the chain is made out of because it's not literally metal. It's like a fabric. It's a really cool effect there. I like the doggy bone that she has in her hand. It's a little random, but the hair is gorgeous. The makeup is gorgeous. I really enjoy this. I think it's like a fun, campy sort of take, which is what I really like about Bosco, because she doesn't always just rely on this sort of high fashion thing that all the girls do. She takes it a little bit more campy. And I've really enjoyed Bosco this season. Bosco, again, is one of the girls who did so well this season and like faltered a little bit at the end. But for the majority of the season, she did so well. So I'm really happy to see all of her successes. I think she's really great. And congratulations to her.
I just Googled it. I don't really see it. What's your bootleg opinion, Cynthia?
It give you a little bit of a reference of a video game character, correct?
Uh-huh.
Ha ha ha! Because for me, it gave me like Pebbles, all rebel, out of the house after being in jail for public intoxication and being a rebel and being a rocker. That's why I was like a little bit confused. Let me get my reference together, you know? Well, let me tell you my opinion. For me, oh baby, it's too campy for me. For example, Kornbread, a concept that it was remade. We visualized it already with another competitor, but comparing Camden, that is a well put together campy look, versus Bosco look, I think for me it looks basic. For me, I think like she's on the top 5, and you clearly know what are the drag queens of Drag Race she likes. We know she likes Sasha Velour. We know she likes Violet Chachki. But you're never going to see a Sasha Velour or a Violet Chachki wearing something like that. So I know she's trying to bring her brand, and she got great ideas, Eve. I agree with you. She's very conceptual, but for me, the ideas, when it comes to conceptualism, you have to go to the maximum expression. And for me, that's what is lacking this look. I'm a pageant girl because everybody knows that I'm a pageant girl. Not anymore because I'm a singer, I'm doing things and whatever, but I start as a pageant girl. If I see some shiny something that stand out on the stage, that it doesn't look that custom in Party City, it's the only thing, because the hair was like, wow, what an amazing hair, the spice, but then the costume was not matching that. So for me, it was a great concept, but I found it a little bit basic. And I love her, but
it's a miss for me too.
Oh, Yuhua, go for it.
I think that this look has a lot of things going on. It's a miss for me. The queen of bra and panties is back. A lot of ideas going on that doesn't really make sense. I would like to see the chain going from one side of the arm to the opposite side of the leg. It just seems very bulky around the waist, and we all know she's a body queen, and the bulkiness around the waist doesn't really make sense. So it surprised me that she chose this aesthetic. To be honest, I didn't think that she was gonna make it this far, to be honest, so fuck my bootleg opinion, right? She might not be a fierce dancer with the pop and the locking and whatnot, but I think that based on the lip sync that we've seen so far, she is a fierce performer in her own way. By showing how sexy she is, she feels through her music and showing her emotions. And also during the Lollapalooza, every lip sync that she has lost, I feel like she has just lost by a tiny strand of hair. And they were never really bad, they were just slightly behind the winner. And of course, she got the golden chocolate bar, chosen by the drag gods, also known as RuPaul and the producers themselves. I can't wait to see her in the finale.
I just figured out what this look is. The spikes around her shoulders is a collar, and the chain, it's like a dog collar on a leash.
Oh, she's like a dog.
Yeah.
She's a perra.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing the picture.
Which makes sense because her name, I think, is her family dog's name or something.
Ah, wow.
She should have had a name tag.
Exactly. I'm just like, thank you, Eve. You opened the eyes of. Because the thing is, like, she showed the bow, and I'm like, what that means? I mean, like, she's a perra. I was like, totally confused. But now it makes sense. But let me tell you this. And I agree because you have said this on her past season of Bootleg Opinions. She said, a look that I don't understand the concept is not so good look. So for me, that goes on that category, you know, because you should know right after, like Kornbread. She said ankle, se rompió un ankle, boom. I understand the concept, beautiful, amazing. But on her, if she don't show the bone, actually, if 6000 not explain to us the bone, I will be like, continue like, completely like, you know, lost in translation. And also, this look doesn't make justice to her body. And she was like showcase and branding her body all the entire season, you know? I agree with Yuhua. I met her months before the show was aired. I saw her performing in Seattle, Yuhua. Let me tell you this. She's an amazing dancer. Amazing. She performed for Halloween 3 numbers, and I was like, wow, this girl is going to be in the mouth of everybody as soon as the show is going to be aired. But again, we all been on the bottom, you know? We all know how it is like to be on the bottom, especially myself 3 times, because I fail as an entertainer. It's like a nerve-wracking situation. After this, there's going to be open the doors of opportunity for her in so many places, and I love her so much. Woo! A bar for her for this look. Thank you.
Yes, honey, the eyes that Miss Gunn has opened.
Oh, child!
So why didn't she put the choker with the spikes around her neck? I would love to see her put the choker around the neck with the big spikes. And then the chain in the back dragging on the runway floor as she's walking down. And perhaps maybe like a dog bone in front of her. You know, sometimes like they put like bones and carrots in front of animals. You know what I mean? Oh, when they put like a carrot in front of a horse. I would love to see them put like a bone in front of her. I think that would have been more camp and executed more beautifully than this. Because this does not read what she's trying to execute at all. There was an execution issue with this for me.
And ladies and gentlemen, round we tenemos Daya Betty. Let me tell you about Daya Betty's look. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys.
Yes, tell us. Every time you say I'm gonna be very honest, I know it's not gonna be a positive comment.
With Daya, actually, I was very impressed because she's been showing this like punk rock high fashion. I love the hair. I love the unitard with the cape. I wish the cape was like what she present on the pictures after the reunion. She showed a picture, aka Facetune, Photoshop, que bello, maravilloso, que viva la computadora, like super huge and flying. But when she was walking to the reunion, of course, on that 1.23 seconds, you cannot see anything.
Yeah.
So for me, I wish it was like a long, huge cape to give that impression. And she looks beautiful. It was one of my favorite looks from the reunion, believe it or not, guys. So I love her. She carried the confessionaries with me. She was outspoken. She was honest. She was like this type of mentality of competition. It was good to see that like energy of competition. People might see it that it's a little bit like, she was a little bit like aggressive. But for me, I love it, you know? So congratulations to her to make it to the top 5. And I like that reunion look.
For me, I feel like there could have been a little bit more connection with the cape dress on the side, on the left side. I would love to see more details.
Amen, sister. Yes, amen. Preach.
You know, Sasha Velour wears a lot of appliques on bodysuits, and then she mixes it into a gown almost. I think it should have gone there a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
She looks beautiful nonetheless, though. And I want to tell the listeners out there who are listening, stop sending her hate. We all deal with stress differently, and that's how she dealt with it. She said what she said, those are her opinions, and her feelings are valid, whether you agree with them or not. That's how she felt in the situation.
Yeah, and I have to say, I really, really enjoy this look because I kind of have been waiting all season to see a sort of more glam side of Daya Betty. There's a couple of examples that were like kind of glam in their own way, but like this is the first time that we're seeing sort of almost more traditional sort of glam style look, but it's still in her style. Like she has the asymmetrical vibe going on. She has the very butch style boots that she has accompanying the look. I really, really enjoy how she styled this. I love her makeup. I think it's really soft and beautiful. And yeah, I just think it's a super successful look for her. I think it's really gorgeous. On the season, I think she did so well. And yes, she had her moments where she lost composure a little bit and said things that were not, you know, the nicest way she could have said them at all times. But like, we are human beings. Like, everyone who goes in this show, you can never prepare for how stressful this show is going to be, because there are a million different factors and the experience is not the same for everyone either. Some people breeze through it and have a completely great experience and never have to think about it. But Daya obviously had a very stressful experience. And honestly, a lot of the times when she brought up her concerns, she was correct. Like, a lot of times when she was saying, like, how are they safe and I'm in the bottom? Or how are they high and I'm safe when I did way better work than them?
Girl.
And it's just true. Like, it was just true. It's not to knock any of the other girls, but she was right a lot of the time, and you have to be able to understand how that can be frustrating for someone. Now, the things with Jasmine, they just rubbed each other the wrong way. Like, Jasmine just was not her cup of tea, and she was not Jasmine's cup of tea, and they both threw shade at each other throughout the season, although Daya was a little bit more unrelenting about it. I'm glad that we had the moment in the reunion for them to actually talk about it and get over it. And I do want to say, just like you said, I think it's ridiculous for anybody to send hate to her or to anyone for what they've done on a TV show, as long as it wasn't something bigoted, something racist, something super offensive. Then just let them be. Like, they literally are just two adults who didn't get along, and now they're working on it. And if they're fine with it, then you should be fine with it too, and just shut up and leave them alone.
Well, you and I were both not there, so we can't judge her character based on a television show that's edited down to one episode each week. We don't know what goes behind the scenes, you know?
And I always say this too. If you cannot handle drag queens throwing shade at each other and being a little rude, you should not watch this show.
You don't deserve drag, baby.
This show is not for you.
Thank you.
It's not Disney Plus, okay?
This is WOW Presents Plus, honey.
Exactly.
We were not there. It's between Jasmine and Daya. People always complain, oh my god, there's no drama, it's so boring, everybody's so nice. But then when this happens, they're like, oh my god, you're nasty, you're hate. So, like, girl, pick a side. Which side do you want? And I know that the judges always compare it to Crystal Method, and I think, honestly, that's a little bit gross, because if you're from the same drag family, that's gonna happen. There are gonna be some similarities.
Yes.
Crystal does not own that type of drag, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we always say don't compare queens to another queen, and people are doing it right now with her. And I also want to point out that she has also proved a redemption, because most people, when they actually go back after elimination, they'll just be eliminated in like the first or second episode.
Yes.
But I think that the elimination really lit a fire under her ass, and she has really excelled in the remaining episodes.
Maybe just because I'm like super tuned into like makeup, me looking at Diabetes makeup versus Crystal Method's makeup, those are totally different to me. Like, Crystal Method does these huge gigantic eyes that are out to here. Her lips are out to here like a clown. She literally draws her lips like out here. Diabetes does a small round lip. She does a lot more focused of like a smaller, darker eye. So I really don't see the constant comparison to Crystal Method. And I actually think if Diabetes had never said that she was Crystal Method's drag sister or whatever, like, it would have never been a topic of conversation.
And the thing is, they don't tell that to other queens who are pretty, glamorous queens. They only tell that to queens that are quote-unquote different, and I think that it's her type of drag, and I stand behind it. For instance, in season 12, they told Heidi N Closet to change her name to something else because it wasn't relating to what they think her name should be. Even with Max on season 7, when they told her to change her hair color. Why? You cast these contestants for a reason. Why not let these contestants show you who they are instead of telling them who you think they should be, right?
Oh no, I agree.
I also think that if Diabetes was cast before Crystal Method, people would have said, girl, Crystal Method, you're copying Diabetes.
I want to say something real quick, and it's about like the TV show in general. The TV show does not create the box, the jumping box. Those are ideas that the show just portrayed, and some of our sisters that they have the opportunity to go and showcase that on the TV show. But we see this talent in our local bars and entertainers. This is something that's been around in our drag bars for years and decades. You know what I'm saying? So for all the fans that are listening to this, first, just listen to Yuha and to Eve about respecting diabetes, comments and everything. It's drag. And second, the TV show just only portrayed a small resemblance of what the drag community, not just only in USA, in the universe. Don't you think it's like the super mother or creator of everything? It's just only showcasing what we see on our regular basis, on our local bars, on our cities. Okay, gracias y buenas noches.
Yes, honey. Leave it to the bootleg queens to tell them what to do.
Yes. Only we have that authority.
Right. I think the problem with the fans that are watching the show is that whenever they see something first on Drag Race, and then they go see a live show of a performer, they think, oh my god, you're copying this contestant on the show. It's like, no. This style has been around forever. You just happen to see it on a contestant on Drag Race. They don't own the style. Why can't we all just share, right? Why can't we all just spread the love and the art? And about the makeup, Crystal Method does not own that type of drag. Even style-wise, Daya Betty is more punk rock. Daya Betty is more military. Daya Betty is more about mixing genders with the masculine side and also the feminine side together. Whereas Crystal Method, I feel like it's more quirky, youthful. It's more about like this kid that's, you know, in the attic almost, you know. They're very different. Next up is Lady Camden going to a funeral. This look, in the words of RuPaul Charles, meh. I would like to see all done up in black, or don't bother with the silver stones and nude shoes. Those do not make sense. It seems like it's two separate looks, but she is a force to be reckoned with, and she has served some of the most memorable runways this season and in the challenges. I did overlook her myself because production didn't give her any airtime in the beginning, and I was very confused. But later on, we saw more and more of her, and I think that she has the best track record of anyone from this season. Never estimate Lady Camden, because her name is Lady Camden, not Lady Can't Do.
Yeah.
And that was a dad joke over there.
I think it was a different look. I think she wants to present a little bit of a villain character, maybe. Yeah, she go to the funeral, but she's that bitch. And she got all the money from the sugar daddy that died over there on that crate.
Yes, honey, to a funeral. And this funeral is dedicated to her dress because, honey, bury that shit.
I hate you! She is ready to kill somebody. Maybe kill the competition because she's on the top 5. Let's see what happened on the finale of season 14 of Drag Race. But I think it was beautiful. The only thing, the rhinestones chains, I do believe she need to talk with Kimora Black from season 9 reunion. She need to wear like big chunky ones, you know, like give more realism and elevate the look a little bit more, like chunky, bigger rhinestones. But she looks beautiful. I love her so very much. I met her for years. She's been a huge fan for me. I don't know, after the podcast, maybe probably not, but I met her since season 8 of Drag Race. She's a sweetheart, very talented. She's very supportive. I wish her the best.
I have to say, I really do enjoy this look. I just think that maybe the nipples should be covered, maybe. I also think that this look is giving me a lot of her last look that we saw on her final runway. But it's like the opposite. It's like if you do, like in Sailor Moon, there's like the Negaverse. It's like that. It's like she was Elsa and now she's the evil queen. So I do really enjoy that sort of flip on the same kind of concept. I will say I don't really like the nude pump with this. I think if you're going to do a black mesh, I would like to see a black mesh on the legs too and a black pump. The center of the outfit being focused on this shaper panty silhouette. I don't know if that's what this is or if that's a garment that just looks like that shape. I don't like that because that just looks very cheap. It looks very first time in drag. Let me put my pieces together. Okay, my shaper panty will be the center of my outfit. That's just not the tea for me. But I do think overall it is a successful, gorgeous look, and I do think Lady Camden has been fantastic on this season. So congratulations to her on making the top 5. And we will have some tea and crumpets when she comes to tour in Canada and I am at home doing nothing.
Now, Cynthia Lee Fontaine, what do you think of E6000's bootleg UK accent?
Oh!
It's a very very bootleg, mama.
The only thing that I get from all this is hashtag the nipples are the eyes of the soul.
And that is your official Bootleg Opinions. Honey, if she showed up to the funeral line in this, she can't wait in line. No VIP access for you, baby.
Yes.
No cutting the line.
Even is that reunion, I think you have to give like a look that everybody can remember in a good way. The majority of the people that we saw in drag, you know, like the entertainers, when they do this type of illusions, they always wear like even like pasties, you know, with shapes of hearts or anything, you know?
Or even just a cluster of rhinestones.
Exactly. I think in black, that could be like great. I remember Roxy Andrews, when she gave up her crown as Miss Continental Plus, remember Eve? She was all black. She painted the crown black. She was like this beautiful straplet, mermaid dress, all in black rhinestones with black gloves. And then the makeup was black. And then like, it was beautiful. You know, it's just, how can I make my look elevate?
You know what I kind of wish she did too? Get rid of that sheer mesh material at the top. Instead, just give us like burlesque tassels. You know, I think that would have been really hot. Or black stones at the top of her hair, because this is something similar she wore in the previous episode. I just feel like this is an outfit that she has that's black and then some stones. I would love for her to do the black stones instead with the red lip. That would really pop. Or if she does the white stones with this, do a black lip.
I like that.
I agree with you, totally.
I think it was a styling execution issue with this.
It's just not the best, yeah. Our last queen is Miss Willow Pill. I love Willow Pill. I think she's been amazing this season, but this look, I do not get it. I'm sorry. And I saw somebody saying, oh, she's giving the nanny. She's giving Fran Drescher in the nanny. I'm like, no, she's not. She's not. I'm sorry, she's not. She looks beautiful. I mean, her face is gorgeous. But yeah, this outfit and this hair, I just am not feeling this. My opinion, I don't like this. That's all.
Willow Pill, an outstanding queen on the season. This is a Fran Drescher reference, and I live. Although I don't hate it as much as you do, Eve, but I give it a pass.
I think she's fantastic. She's another one just like Angeria, who has really been doing so well from the beginning of the show. I think she's only won one challenge, but I couldn't believe that because there were so many times when she could have won. Her and Angeria both, it was like every week, like Angeria or Willow can win. I was really, really impressed with her this entire season, and I would not be surprised if she manages to win because she is a talented performer, and I would be super happy for her. I would be happy for any of the girls in the top 5, to be honest. Like, I see it for Willow. I think Willow is one of their favorites, and she's definitely one of my favorites, so I want to see her win, but I hate this look. Hate it.
So for me, I immediately when I saw the dress, I mean, even like a week ago, I finished with my boyfriend. We were doing a marathon of The Nanny. And like as soon as I saw the dress, I'm like, ooh, The Nanny, wow, wait a second. For me, it was too simple, but you have to make sure that the materials and everything that you're going to use for that recreation are super 100% accurate with the original design on model. If not, we're going to have what we're having today. I was expecting a little bit more from her, especially that the fandom favor her to be like front runner or even like the winner of season 14 of Drag Race. And she looks beautiful. She looks pretty. I appreciate from her that she brings the nostalgia for us for the early 2000s. But I think this was a miss for me. However, I want to say this. All the girls that are on the finale, we need to remember, and I'm not excusing them, it's because they have a finale that is spending more and more money on the looks for the finale. However, you have to know that you're going to have a reunion. And if you are portrayed to go to a finale, you have to be ready to have those looks already or the ideas. There's no excuse. If you want to be a winner of the show, like you have to present yourself as the winner as possible every single time that the camera is in front of you. Because TV time is money and TV time is precious. It wasn't a wow factor that I was expecting from her, especially that she's one of the favorites to win the crown.
Now, ladies, it is great to chat with all of you, but before we go, we have to find our golden bootleg. The looks that we think are bad on Drag Race this season. For me, the first one is Carrie Colby's Spring Has Sprung. The second one is also Carrie Colby's Glamazonian Runway. And the third one is Jorgeous Chaps looks. What about y'all?
I had 5, but okay, so I'll do an honorable mention or a dishonorable mention. Okay, my first one that I think is definitely one of the worst looks of the season is June Jambalaya's entrance look. love her so much, but that was not good. Carrie Colby's Glamazon, whatever, terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Bosco's Holy Couture, that one gets in there just because she did 3 looks that were the same thing. And that was the most basic one of them. Jorgeous Red Hot Resort. That to me, the look does not give resort at all. The dress is just a simple little napkin and it just was not good. And then Willow's reunion look.
Wow.
So I have 5 golden boots to go all the way around. So congratulations, ladies.
Honey. What about you, Cynthia?
Baby, it was a lot of like looks that I don't like on the season. The first one that I don't like is the mirror look from Deja Sky with the Burger King crown.
Oh my god, I said it looks like a Burger Crown hat too in the original Bootleg Opinion, but I edited it out because I thought it was too harsh. But yeah, it was giving me Burger King, girl.
Oh, okay, let me rephrase that one more time with the fast food restaurant international crown. Because that branding, it doesn't sponsor you. Thank you. We have the second look for me. It's Marty Morphis with the ball gown with the patches dress with the inflatable man doll. I was laughing because I've been saying that all the entire season. And then like when she won the golden boot at the reunion, I was like, wow, okay, cool. And the third look, ladies and gentlemen, is not a look. It's a piece of costume that I hate forever and ever. I'm gonna have nightmares. I'm gonna see it on every single Halloween. I'm gonna see it everywhere. Bosco's waist cincher, busti caca Brasil should be burned, should be banned, should be like completely eliminated from the face of the planet and the galaxy and the universe. Cause I see that waist cincher so many times on the show. Mira, I don't wanna look to the picture right now because I'm gonna get upset. No. So for me, those are the 3 looks that I hate.
So who should we give the golden bootleg to? Because I think we all have different opinions.
Yeah, we all had different people. Well, I guess that makes it Kerri then, because that's the only one that's repeated. So, congratulations, Kerri.
The most beautiful face, the most bootleg outfits belongs to Carrie Colby.
Yes.
We love you.
Well, ladies, it was such a pleasure to chat with all of you from all over the world. We got Toronto, we got Austin.
Yuhua, thank you so very much for having me. Eve, it's a pleasure to be here with you. I hope this is the first of so many times that we have the opportunity to be here together on this Bootleg Opinions. And also, everybody, just get ready because on April 26th, it's going to be the premiere of my video and single music video tonight in Español, esta noche. So stay tuned. I love you, mis amores, and you better follow these bitches. See you next time. Ciao.
Thank you so much for having me, Yuhua. I always have such a good time with you. And thank you, Cynthia, for being here as well. Big fan of yours. And I also love how you always respond to all the messages. I remember in season 8, I would message you on Facebook and you would reply right away. And I'm like, I can't believe this bitch has time to do this right now. But okay, here we go.
She's not booked and blessed. That's why she has a lot of free time.
I'm so grateful to have the platform yet again with you, Yuhua. Thank you so much for having me. And if you guys want to find me, you can find me on Instagram at allabouteve6000 and TikTok. And Twitter is also about Eve.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. My name is Yuhua Hamasaki. You can find me on all platforms and the social medias below. Woo. And don't forget to tune in next week for the finale of Drag Race Season 14 on Bootleg Opinions. Bye, ladies.
Bye. Adios.
Bye.